Taurus, welcome into your next full-length reading here at the Third Flame Tarot. My name is Amber. Thanks so much for being here today. I am so happy that you are. Taurus, we couldn't be doing a reading for you at a better time because on July 15th, 2024, we'll be experiencing a Mars and Uranus conjunction in Taurus at 26 degrees. Now, Uranus has been in Taurus since May of 2018 and will remain there until December 2026. But Mars has a 2-year cycle around the Sun, which means we haven't seen this type of conjunction since 2022. Now, Mars is Aries' planet, and it's all about action, desire, impulsiveness, recklessness, and in its shadow side, conflict. Uranus is Aquarius' planet, and it is all about science, technology, aviation, astronomy, astrology. It is a shocking, liberating, and rebellious type energy. These two planets conjuncting in Taurus is a bit of a conflict because, as we know, Taurus likes to keep things comfortable. They don't like pushing the status quo, and they believe that slow and steady always wins the race. So this type of combination is known as the wrecking ball. It will come in, stir things up, and get us out of our comfort zones. Some things you might be experiencing during this type of conjunction are feelings surrounding your own independence or liberation. You might be really scrutinizing where you feel held back or repressed in your life and really having the desire to do something about it. Something else we might keep our eyes out for are unpredictable circumstances. So we might experience a bit more conflict and unpredictability around this conflict. We might see more fighting, arguing, accidents, road rage. Those kind of circumstances might materialize. And then lastly, this type of conjunction warns us to be careful around making rash or impulsive decisions, especially if it involves impatience or frustration. Let's talk about my meditation really quick before we start pulling cards. So the first thing I see when I drop into meditation is a super cute little snail. And the snail is just trucking along, going his own pace, looks totally confident, knows that he'll get there eventually. But that's when I see him turn his head and turn around and start going the other direction. Now, when the snail did this, I felt a sense of enthusiasm and excitement. I felt like, wow, the snail finally did it. Even though they're going slowly, they're finally going the right direction. And that's when a dragonfly came out of the sky and started fluttering around the little snail. And that scene fades out, and the next scene begins to fade in. The next thing I know, I'm standing in the bleachers of a derby track. And I'm taking in the scenery. I look down at the racetrack and I can see that the horses are running, but everything is in slow motion. So the horses are like galloping really slowly like this. And that's when I look up into the bleachers and look at all the people standing. They're all standing in the bleachers and clapping with expressions of excitement on their face. So they're clapping like this. And I can hear like the sound of yelling, screaming, happiness, joy, exclamation point. They're all just like, and the last thing I realize or recognize within that scene is everybody in the bleachers, they were all standing for one, but for two, they were all wearing the exact same color. Cobalt blue, and all of the ladies had on the same cobalt blue dress, and they were wearing big straw hats. That scene fades out. The next thing I realize, I'm standing in a room, and it's a dark room with no windows, but on the other side of the room I can see a door, and the door is cracked maybe about that much. And through that crack in the door, I can see that whatever's on the other side is blacker than black. It's solid black. And as I walk up to the doorway to look inside the crack, a shadow figure pokes its head out in my face and then turns around and shuts the door on me. That scene fades out, and I'm still in blackness at this point, and I begin to hear have an auditory experience. And that's when I heard, "Gotta get the red stains out of the roots." And it was a man's voice as well. So I heard, "Gotta get the red stains out of the roots." And that's when I see a tree. And the tree, it's like a cross cutting, right? I could see down into the earth. I could see all the roots going down into the earth, and all of the roots started turning red like blood. And that was the last thing I saw within that meditation. let's get started. Now, Taurus, I hope you're doing phenomenally out there. I hope all you Taurians are doing so good and enjoying your summer or your winter, wherever you are in the world. Either way, I hope you're doing good. Now, Taurus, we did touch on the conjunction during the intro, but I mean, there's so much else going on astrologically right now that we didn't even talk about. I mean, we've got the Pluto retrograde right now, we've got the Neptune retrograde, Saturn retrograde, the conjunction. I mean, there's a lot going on right now, and it all spells out to me a sense that people are taking the rose-colored glasses off and seeing things how they really are. They're releasing the fantasies around their life experience, and you know, seeing things the glass half full is good, but at the same time it can keep you stuck if you're always looking at how, oh, you know, it's not that bad, this is normal, you know, no matter where I go I would experience this. And in the energy that we're in right now, it's like no more of that. Pluto retrograde is coming in and it's like death and rebirth, and then the Neptune retrograde is like, nope, stop living in fantasy, see this how it really is. And then the conjunction is like the wrecking ball coming in and shaking up stability. And you know, I feel like a lot more people are going to be seeking out liberation from anything that's kept them oppressed. So yes, this is a time of big change, an opportunity for big change. You know, it's like, do you want to get on the train? Do you want to get on the change train? Yeah. And that came up in your last reading, Taurus. You know, we got a message stating like you had an opportunity that was available for you. A door was open, but either you couldn't see it or you were ignoring it. We've got, I think, the Three of Wands in the reverse, which is a lack of foresight. It's like you're not looking towards the future. You're not seeing something. There's something you're not seeing. All right, Spirit, we're here to get an energy reading for the collective Taurus energy, please. What do we have for the Taurus collective, Spirit? Let's get 2 more shuffles. Last shuffle. All right, Spirit, let's get 3 base cards for the sign of Taurus, please. Eight of Cups. Whoa. That's exactly what I felt in my meditation. 8 of Cups, walking away, turning the other direction. Whoa. 4 of Pentacles. And the Emperor. That's Aries energy. Wow. Okay. The first card out is the 8 of Cups. Time to move on. Inner reflection. So the 8 of Cups in the traditional Rider-Waite has a picture of a person walking away from 8 broken cups. The 8 of Cups is about recognizing when something isn't working and walking away from it. And that's exactly what I felt in my meditation with the snail. The snail was going really slow, stopped, turned the other direction, and took off. Clearly, there's something in your life that you are walking away from. You might be doing this really slowly. You might be easing your way out of getting out of whatever this is, but you are changing directions and going the other way. The Eight of Cups is about time to move on. And then the next card we got is the Four of Pentacles. Now this is earth energy, and you are an earth sign, Taurus. It's holding on tightly to what you have, closing yourself off emotionally. So the Four of Pentacles is about closing off. It could be money, but it could also be emotions. It looks like you're shutting down to something and you're moving on. You're trying to move on and away from something that has not been working for you. And now you've shut down emotionally to it. You're holding on to your own pentacles, your own energy. You could be saving money at this time too. But yeah, I mean, with the Eight of Cups here, it's like you've shut down towards something. There's something that like you've been putting up with for a very long time and you are sick of it. You're tired of it. You don't want to put up with it anymore. You've let this situation go on way too long. And now it's time for you to shut that shit down. You know, Taurus, you are very loyal. You are just innately a very loyal sign. But this can be towards your detriment at times. You don't want to give up on things. You don't want to give up on people, and I completely understand that. But sometimes when they're dragging you down, you've got to put a stop to it. Now, this situation with the Eight of Cups and the Four of Pentacles could be about a person, but it could also be about a job. Or really anything that you've been feeling oppressed by. And then look how this progresses. We've got the Eight of Cups to the Four of Pentacles to the Emperor. That is taking control of the situation by taking control of yourself. The Emperor rules his own kingdom. It's Mars energy. It's action. Action, ambition, right? Mars is the god of war. It's all about aggression, masculine energy, self-assertion, ego, desire, action, will, force. It can, in its shadow side, be conflict, though. So, you know, while you are asserting yourself and becoming more like an emperor, you might be running into conflicting situations. You know, there might be some friction as you begin to stand up for yourself. There may be some pushback on that. But the Emperor is courageous. Down here at the bottom it says, making your physical mark on the world, male energy, discipline, and structure. Yeah, it looks to me here, Taurus, like in the base read here, we've got walking away from something. Now, this could be you physically walking away from something already, but we've also got the Four of Pentacles here, which can mean you're emotionally closing off to something. Like you haven't fully moved away from it yet, but you are energetically moving away from it. You're beginning to shut it down and close off. And you're going within and finding your inner emperor. All right, let's get some more cards. I want to know about this Eight of Cups for the Taurus spirit. I want to know about the Eight of Cups and why it's here. What is the Taurus walking away from at this time? What are they disconnecting from? Yeah, with the Emperor here, you're definitely seeking more structure in your life. Something has thrown you for a loop. And it feels like it's something that's been in your experience for a while. All right, Spirit. Last shuffle. Okay, Spirit, what can you tell us about the Eight of Cups and why it's here for the Taurus collective, please? What can you tell me about the Eight of Cups for the Taurus collective? Whoa. Card just flew right out. Here we go. Okay. Not sure if that came out in the reverse or upright. It's the Seven of Vessels. Okay, let's get some more. What else, Spirit? Why else? What else can you tell us about the Eight of Cups for the Taurus collective, please? What else? Thank you. Whoa, Seven of Cups. And the Queen of Vessels in reverse, the Queen of Spirit. So, at a glance, I can definitely see that something has not been spiritually fulfilling for you. And this card, when I picked it up off the ground, I couldn't tell if it was in the reverse or the upright, but it feels like I should take it in the reverse. Because these two cards here, Queen of Vessels and the Seven of Vessels, that's spirit energy. Something has not been spiritually fulfilling for you. And we can see here with the Seven of Cups is you're starting to feel like you were, I don't want to say swindled, but there was an illusion. Like something was not as it appeared, right? Something at the center, at its heart, was not as it appeared, and you may feel like you made a wrong choice. You may feel like there was an illusion. Everything you thought that whatever it was turned out to be an illusion, and you're starting to feel like you made the wrong decision. Or you've been at this conclusion for a while. The Queen of Vessels in the upright, she is the counterpart to the King of Vessels. She is the Queen of Spirit. She is a master alchemist. In the card, you can see the background is dark, but she has this glowing halo. She understands the secrets of the universe. She understands how everything works. But in the reverse, it feels like there's definitely been a spiritual imbalance for you. Something has been draining you emotionally, spiritually. Yes, because look, the Seven of Vessels in reverse and the Queen of Vessels. Look, it's like the vessels contain the spirit, right? And these are both upside down. It's like your spirit has been poured out. It's like the bottles are being poured out. Your spirit has been poured out. Something has been definitely spiritually draining for you, and it feels like now you feel like you've made the wrong decision. I want to read in the book really quickly about the Seven of Vessels. Look, we've got 2 sevens as well. 7 and 7. 7 is a desire to be closer to God, basically. The number 7 in numerology is a desire for spirituality. Okay, 7 of Vessels. Okay. Yeah, this card doesn't, oh, it does give the reversed. Okay. I'm still learning this deck. Clearly it's going to take me a lifetime because this book is huge. And it has a whole other suit that doesn't exist in the regular tarot. Okay. The 7 of Vessels in the reverse. This symbolizes obstacles. Energy vampires, exactly. That's exactly what I was just talking about. You feel spiritually drained. Somebody, something has been spiritually draining you. Energy vampires, feeling small. Others may be confronting who you are or downgrade your intuition. When times like these come, be sure about what you want and what you can tolerate. Do not enter any competition or conflict because winning or losing is no longer viable. Remember that you easily attract people who are in desperate need of your essence and energy. Such is a peril to your own self-improvement because these people suck your vitality and can make you be off guard or confuse your priorities. Yeah, and then we've got the 7 of Cups right after that, which is about confusion. You don't know which direction to take or which decision to make. Take a step back. Understand who is around you and what their intentions are. If you feel that someone is having second intentions, do not let them influence your choices. There are always toxic people around you. And normally, they try to belittle you. Your worth is real, so prove them wrong. Yikes, Taurus. Yeah. Someone is definitely draining your energy, draining your spiritual energy here. And Spirit is asking you to tap into your intuition. You know that this is not good for you. You know, and it's time to turn around. And with the snail in my meditation, you might be doing this a little slowly, but with the Mars energy and the Emperor coming in, Aries energy, it's time to speed things up a bit. Spirit is encouraging you to speed things up and not put up with this BS anymore. It does say here, though, do not enter any competition or conflict because winning or losing is no longer viable. So it's like, go in silence, right? Don't provoke or antagonize or become part of an argument. Don't let it happen. If somebody tries to argue with you, you just walk away in silence. Don't say a single thing. With the 4 of Pentacles here, you go in silence and peace. You don't encourage anything or interact. If somebody is being like that with you, you don't want any part of that. All All right, Spirit, I want to know more about the Four of Pentacles and why it's here. Last shuffle. All right, Spirit, why is the Four of Pentacles here for the Taurus collective reading, please? Spirit, why is the Four of Pentacles here? Whoa. King of Wands. Look at that masculine energy. Okay. What else? Oh my gosh, I just got chills. Oh. It's another Vessels. It's another Vessels card, another Spirit card. It's the Five of Vessels. Look at this. I can't show some of the card because there's nudity. Oh my gosh, but there's basically a deceased person down here that is cut up in multiple pieces. And then we have this gladiator type person with a decapitated head in their left hand and a sword in the other. And it came out in the reverse. It's like you've been thinking about this for a while. It's be careful not to get wrapped up in a desire for revenge is what I'm getting from this. It's like with the King of Wands here, you're ready to take action. And the Wands is about, it's fire energy. It's about action, self-assertion. It's definitely more Emperor type energy. Yes, Spirit is telling you to, with the Four of Pentacles here, take action on this Eight of Cups. Take action on the walking away, on the releasing. It's finally time to take action on this. And be careful to not think too much about revenge, or be careful with your thoughts, right? You don't want to wish any ill will on anyone. That's never good. So be careful with those kinds of thoughts. But self-empowerment is definitely part of this reading. There's a sense of finally I'm taking care of myself. Finally, I'm respecting my own emotions. Finally, I'm walking away from something that's not good for me. And you might have a bit of anger still within you regarding everything. But Spirit is definitely saying here to release any anger so you don't make any rash or sudden decisions that could make a problem worse. All right, Spirit, what can you tell me about the Emperor for the Taurus collective, please? Okay, that wanted to come out. The Nine of Swords. Yeah. That's action. That's exactly what I was just talking about. Like, it's time to take action. Look, the King of Wands, the Knight of Swords, the Five of Vessels. It's you're taking action. You're taking action not only physically, but mentally and spiritually as well. You're really starting to detach from whatever this was that is not good for you. The Nine of Swords came out with the Emperor. I mean, look, the Knight of Swords is like ready for battle. He's the more intellectual knight. And he's also the fastest moving knight in the deck. Yeah. It's like, it's like, you're like, I'm out of here. See ya later. Done. All right, what else can you tell us about the Emperor card, Spirit? What else? What else for Taurus? The Six of Cups. Yeah, even though you're detaching physically, mentally, spiritually, it's still not easy for you. You still have emotion for this person. And I do feel like this is a person. It might be somebody that you have a history with, you know, that you've known for quite a while. But it feels like things have been going downhill for, you know, some time now. You might catch yourself reminiscing in memories of good times, right? But think to yourself, how long has this been going on where I've felt unhappy? How long have I continuously felt unhappy within this situation? And the good memories don't have to go anywhere. You can keep those memories. But you have to take care of yourself, and your own expansion and growth it's so important. I mean, do you really want to live the rest of your life in an unhappy situation where you constantly feel like you made the wrong decision? No. Nope. All right, let me get one more card for the Emperor. Spirit, what else can you tell me about the Emperor? How about the Six of Cups? Can you tell me more about the Six of Cups and why it's here with the Emperor? No way. Taurus, this came out in your last reading in the reverse. It was a lack of foresight. Now you're having a sense of foresight. It's turned the other direction. It's turned the other direction, just like the snail in my meditation. Now you've got now you've got foresight and you're looking towards the future. You're starting to see, you're recognizing the opportunity. That you have an opportunity, that a door is open for you. And you're starting to see it. I mean, the tarot, Taurus, is basically just a mirror. It's going to reflect your energy, your current energy. So this is your current energy. It could change tomorrow, and free will is definitely a part of this, but you're going to really have to think, you know, how long have I been doing this up and down, this roller coaster of emotion? You know, it can be better out there. It can be better. It can be better. You don't have to live like that. There is better out there, Taurus. Like I always say, I'd rather be alone and happy than in a relationship and miserable. You know, being alone teaches us so much about ourselves. You're able to go inward. You're able to really get into all of your insecurities, all of your fears, all of your shadows, you know? When you're alone, you can actually work through those things. When you're with a person, there's a lot of distraction there. All right, Spirit. What else do we have for the Taurus collective? Last shuffle. All right, Spirit. What do we have out of this deck for the Taurus? What kind of words of advice or wisdom do you have for the Taurus collective regarding this situation? What else for Taurus? Any words of advice or wisdom for Taurus? guides. Guides. Yeah. You're being guided, Taurus. You're being guided. Your spirit team is trying to take you to where you need to go. You just need to listen. And you haven't been listening. You know, in your last reading, we got that you are refusing to see something or turning a blind eye to it. And Spirit is trying to get you to wake up here. The Spirit is trying to guide you to where you really need to go, where you really want to go. Because there is better for you out there. What else, Spirit? What else? What else? What else for Taurus? Thank you. Good fortune. Good fortune. Yeah, exactly. You're being guided towards good fortune. That's exactly what I was just saying. You're being guided towards something better. But your fear of uncertainty and not being able to see the future is tripping you up. You know, it's like you might feel stuck because you don't think there's anything better out there, or you think that it can't get better. But Spirit right here is saying absolutely there is better. Don't get trapped in your comfort zone, Taurus. Don't get trapped there. You know, when we come out of our comfort zones, that's when we really learn shit. That's when, like, the magic actually happens, when we come out of our comfort zones. What else, Spirit? What else out of this deck? What else? You know, if you fear something, if there's something that you fear, you head straight into it. Head straight into the fog, because that's how you become a stronger person and a happier person, and you learn things. Wow. Divinity. Yeah. Look, Taurus. You're being divinely guided to good fortune. Look at that. Divinely guided to good fortune. Like, there is better for you out there. You just have to trust in the universe. You have to trust that, you know, trust in your emotions. Your emotions are like a compass. Look, new life. Divinely guided towards good fortune and a new life, Taurus. You have to learn to trust the universe. You have to learn to trust your own intuition and yourself. If you feel that, like, resistance within you towards something or a situation that you're in or a person that you're with, if you feel that resistance, there's a reason for that. And that gut feeling, you can't just keep ignoring that. You're gonna end up wasting a lot of time in things, in situations, and with people that are just there to drain you, right? Remember the 7 of Vessels? An energy vampire. They're there to drain your spiritual energy. And it's your lesson to learn to be more self-assertive and stand up for yourself. Stand up for your emotions. With the Emperor here, yes. Divinely guided towards good fortune and a new life, Taurus. Oh my God. Yeah. All right, Spirit, this is beautiful. What else do we have for the Taurus Collective, please? What kind of deep-seated shadows do they need to work through here, please? What kind of fears do they need to work through in order to really walk through this door, actually do it, and mean it this time? What else do we have for the Taurus, please, that this story belongs to? What kind of fears do they need to face, Spirit? All right, let's get one more shuffle. All right, Spirit. Puppet Master. What kind of fears does the Taurus need to face in order to move on with the Eight of Cups here? And we get the Puppet Master. Let's read this out of the book. It's like an internal battle, you see? Like on the card, there's shadows, the three-headed dog, right? So it's like they're all connected to the same body, but they have different heads. It's like an internal battle, a mental struggle. Okay, Puppet Master. This is an interesting card in this deck too, because pretty much all the other cards are all animals, but not this one. Here we go, number 10. All right, the Puppet Master. Remember, I asked Spirit, what kind of fears does the Taurus need to work through in order to make it through this door, in order to actually become the Emperor and make a final firm decision? And we get the Puppet Master, which is projection, distortion, the ego, and self-awareness. The gatekeeper to the depths of our psyches will always be the ego. Though the ego isn't fundamentally a bad thing, much of psychology and spiritual work deals with acquiring the self-awareness to recognize when the ego has stepped into the limelight and we are acting from a wound. The Puppet Master represents this wounded ego and its lessons. Consider the artwork of the card for a moment. Notice how the head of the Puppet Master seems to form one of the heads of the Cerberus, the dog shadow projected on the wall. Sometimes we are the victim of other people's projections, it's true. But sometimes, and oftentimes, we are the projector. If this card has appeared in a reading, it's time for you to figure out which is the case right now, keeping in mind that both can be true at once. Mindful awareness is required of you now to discern not only if you're acting from a wound, but also from which wound. If we are triggered in our trauma, the way things appear and or feel can be distorted. It's time to ground yourself. Carve out some space and time to get quiet and wait for clarity to rise to the surface. Yeah, you've got to trust your intuition on this, Taurus. I feel like you've known. I feel like you've known for a while, for a long while, that this was not good for you. But you've been battling some kind of wounding around this, like an abandonment wound or a mother or father wound. Like maybe somebody, the person that you're dealing with, is a lot like a parent that was dysfunctional. You know, we do that a lot. We'll choose, if we've had a dysfunctional childhood, we're looking for that validation from our parents. The child within us is continuously looking for that validation that we didn't get from our parents when we were children. So we look for that in romantic partners. And we often put up with things for way too long because you're constantly trying to get that validation. But we have to turn inward and work through our shadows so that we can overcome those wounds and our own egos. It says here, further reflection. Freud is famous for his psychoanalytic theory regarding the ID, the ego, and the superego. In everyday life, when we speak about the ego, we are often actually referring to the ID. This is the part of ourselves thought to be primitive and instinctual, motivated by certain impulses, including sex, food, aggression, and hidden memories. Yeah, and we got the Six of Cups here. That's what I was talking about, memories. They might keep you stuck. Taurus. The superego functions as a moral conscious, and the ego is actually the go-between. Consider the three heads of the dog shadow in this card and how they might represent the three parts of Freud's theory. All three must work in synchronicity to function properly. There is no hierarchy. How can you align your ID, ego, and superego now? Are they all speaking the same language? Yeah. Yep, Taurus, it's time. It's time to recognize where you've let your ego take over your life and your wounding has taken over your life. And you've made decisions based on this wounding that has ended up spiritually draining you. But everything happens for a reason. There's always a lesson in the experience. And Spirit says you have a very keen intuition. You just need to let this three-headed dog calm down a bit so you can hear your intuition. All right, Spirit, let's get a couple more cards for Taurus, please. What else do we have for the Taurus that this story belongs to? All right, two more shuffles. One. Two. All right, Spirit. Any other words of advice or wisdom for the Taurus collective that this story belongs to, please? Any other words of advice or wisdom for the Taurus collective that this story belongs to? No way! Taurus, the child. This came out in your New Moon in Cancer reading. This same card came out in your New Moon in Cancer reading when I was talking about a new life. Wait a minute, did the new life card come out in that reading too? A fresh start. I remember we were talking about how you weren't taking the universe up on an opportunity for a fresh start, a new beginning, and a more optimistic outlook. Look at that, Taurus. Spirit has a door wide open for you to walk through. An amazing opportunity is there for a new life, a new chapter, a new experience. It's time for you to learn this lesson that you needed to learn from this. And move on, start over. Start a new chapter, a new beginning. Because look, divinity, you're divinely guided towards good fortune and a new life. Like, how much clearer can it get? Not much. Taurus, you know, if this is your reading, you know exactly what this is. You know exactly what this is. And you've known for a while. All right, Spirit, what else do we have for the Taurus collective? Let's get one final card for Taurus, please. Shuffle. All right, Spirit, can we get one final card for the Taurus collective that this story belongs to, please? Any final messages for the Taurus collective that this story belongs to? Wow. The scythe. Yeah. It's time to cut that shit down. It's time to cut it down. It's time to harvest. It's harvest season, baby. It is harvest season. It's time for you to cut away what is no longer helping you grow. You know, just like a crop in a field grows to a point where if you don't cut it down, it'll become unruly and take over the entire farm. You have to cut it down at the right moment, and Spirit is telling you that this is it. It's harvest time. It's harvest time. It's time to cut it down. It's time to get rid of the old to make way for the new. Look. It's time to get rid of the old to make way for the new, Taurus. And this opportunity that Spirit is giving you, I mean, this came up in your last reading. This opportunity won't be available forever. You're going to have to be brave, you know? You're going to have to be brave and go through this door because you have such amazing things waiting for you. I feel like you've been on a weird cycle, a repeat cycle here. That's just been draining you spiritually. And you've got this opportunity. Will you take it? Will you take it, Taurus? Only you can decide. All right, Taurus. Thank you so much for tuning in today. It was an absolute pleasure to read for you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the world, and I cannot wait to see you again in the next reading.